the next question, which is a general broad industry question. So the capture industry continues to be a green market. How does a piece of technology like TWAIN help expand the market?
And that's a good question too. So a lot of people will say, "Hey, scanner driver, that's boring, right? It's kind of I can't. It's not strategic to my business." But I think just actually the opposite. If you take a technology like TWAIN Direct, plus some other technologies and solutions, but if you take it at its core and you think about it, TWAIN Direct can be the centralized kind of workflow central that you can build upon that can be so strategic to a business that you can't believe it. Because as a former IT guy, first of all, I want something that I can plug in. It basically as like a SNMP kind of control system. It controls my routers, my servers, my switches. I can see the status of all. Can you imagine a workflow system that can integrate with all your imaging devices, and that includes document scanners, copy machines, video cameras, Alexas, and where you're collecting data from all kinds of sources. So if you can imagine that, and I could build an application around that and put workflow on top of that, then it becomes a strategy and not an expense or cumbersome. I hear it all the time, Bryant, like, okay, the big cloud guys want to sell, 5,000 seats of Azure, but they got a beautiful Azure application and, it does all these fancy things for the business, but they say, okay, I got to get an image into it. So how do they solve that problem today? They scan to a desktop, then they browse and upload to a folder. So the chain of custody is totally lost in that case, right? That's not an acceptable answer anymore. You have to have directly from the scanning application into your Azure application with 5,000 seats. So if TWAIN Direct is part of your strategy, and the Azure application developer says, hey, I could just put TWAIN Direct as a front end, collect the images into my Azure application. It allows me to sell the 5,000 Azure seats much more effectively because I have a better solution that's secure because it's the endpoint from the scanner directly into my application. It's easy because it doesn't have the driver conflicts. You hear about USB conflicts all the time, and my scanner got disconnected. If it's it just requires a network connection only. There isn't that install driver. It's just a network connection that's more stable. It's more reliable. It's effective to manage because it's a one workflow kind of thing. So you can imagine, long story short, Bryant, is that if you make this part of a strategic initiative, then this can like revolutionize your company in the digital transformation, future of work kind of business. So that's why I think it's strategically important, not just it's a cool little tool kind of thing.
Yeah, it's like you're saying, it's kind of it's like a hidden missing piece that just makes that ability to digitally transform an organization. I hate that word, but let's use it. Just makes it a little bit easier, a little bit simpler, a little bit safer, a little bit better.
If you tallied the amount of time spent on getting scanners working in the industry on a daily basis, I would say there's billions of dollars wasted on tech support calls, and my scanner doesn't work, and I got to upgrade the driver to Windows 11 version. All those kind of things are eliminated with a RESTful API TWAIN Direct kind of solution. So yeah. So there's financial benefits all over the place, strategic benefits moving forward, connectivity, interoperability, security. So it's the wave of the future. Bryant, as the device manufacturers, they're creating the network interfaces on all their devices. So if they see it and they're spending billions and billions of dollars on developing this new generation of document scanning devices, it's clear that there's going to have to be software platforms that support those devices. So it's a very amazing time.
Okay.